surface integral over S f bar dot n bar ds f bar dot n bar f bar dot ds bar equal to surface integral over S f bar dot n bar ds. This is the notation that we know, and this can be written as like this also, over S f1 dy dx f1 dy dz plus f2 dx dz plus f3 dx dy. Just like f bar dot dr bar is f1 dx plus f2 dy plus f3 dz, we have another equivalent form for surface integral f bar dot n bar ds f1 dy dz plus f2 dx dz plus f3 dx dy, where f bar is equals to f bar equal to f1 I bar plus f2 j bar plus f3 k bar. How do you remember this? F1 is the first component. First component is the coefficient of second and third variables dy dz. F2 is the coefficient of first and third variable dx dz. Dx dy coefficient is f3. See, x y z, x is missing, so first component. X y z, y is missing, second component. X y z, z is missing, third component. Okay, you may remember like this. And what is Gauss divergence theorem says? Surface integral over a closed surface f bar dot n bar ds is equals to triple integral over d del dot f bar dv, where d is the region inside the closed surface. Yes. So with this we'll start the discussion. So these are the two things we require. If it is a closed surface, we'll convert into triple integral. If the integral is given like this, you form a vector like this, f1 I bar plus f2 j bar, then do the problem. Now let us take up the problem that is asked yesterday. F bar equal to x plus y into I bar plus x plus z into j bar plus y plus z into k bar, y plus z into k bar, and S is the surface of the sphere, x square plus y square plus z square equal to 9. And you can see, because it is a complete sphere, it is a closed surface, and we are asked to find out integral over S f bar dot n bar ds. Now because it is a closed surface, you can apply Gauss divergence theorem. What is Gauss? So for Gauss divergence theorem, you need to find out divergence. What is divergence of f bar? Dou by dou x of the first component, that is x plus y, plus dou by dou y of the second component, that is x plus z, plus dou by dou z of the third component, that is y plus z. So what is the first component derivative with respect to x? 1. Second component derivative with respect to y is 0, plus third component derivative with respect to z is 1. So divergence of f bar, you got it as 2. And because it is a closed surface, now I can apply divergence theorem. So by divergence theorem, surface integral over S f bar dot n bar ds is equals to Triple integral del dot f bar dv over volume. Del dot f bar is 2 dv over the domain D. 2 is constant. So what is triple integral 1 gives?
Volume.
Volume of the sphere. What is the volume of the sphere? 4 by 3 pi r cube.
Cube.
What is radius here? 3. So 3 3 gets cancelled. So this is 4 2s are 8 pi into 3 3s are 9. So answer is going to be 72 pi. So remaining problem is also similar to that of this. You just apply Gauss divergence. And let us look at the second problem. Note down. Evaluate surface integral ax square plus by square plus cz square ds taken over the sphere, unit sphere x square plus y square plus z square equal to 1. X square plus y square plus z square equal to 1. Now we know surface integral which is in the form of a flux, which is f bar dot n bar. F bar is a vector, n bar is a vector, f bar dot n bar is a scalar. F bar dot n bar is a scalar over a surface. Now here you see ax square plus by square plus cz square is completely a scalar. So if you can see it as f bar dot n bar, then you can apply divergence theorem because it is a closed surface. But only thing we don't know what is f bar. So to find out f bar, let us find out the unit normal vector. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is assume that the integrand as in the form f bar dot n bar is ax square plus by square plus cz square, and try to find out n bar, and then using n bar and the right hand side you find out f bar. What is n bar? N bar is outward normal vector, unit outward normal vector, right? Vector to s. What is its formula? Del phi by mod del phi. And what is the surface equation? Where phi is equals to, now we always see this surface equation as phi of xyz equal to c, right? Therefore when you compare these two, phi equal to x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, shall I proceed? So I'm continuing the next slide. So what is the unit normal vector in the sphere? Unit normal vector on the sphere. So find out this n cap equal to, so our phi is x square plus y square plus z square. Whether you write -1 or +1 doesn't matter, because when you are finding the gradient, derivative is going to be 0. So del phi is 2x I bar plus 2y j bar plus 2z k bar, and modulus of del phi is under root of 4x square plus 4y square plus 4z square. So this is under root of x square plus y square plus z square. Under root of x square plus y square plus z square is 1, because x square plus y square plus z square value is 1. So this is 2 into root 1 is equal to 2. Therefore what is n cap? Del phi by mod del phi 2 times xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar divided by modulus of del phi is 2. So this is xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. Now we got a unit normal vector which is r bar. Therefore, f bar dot n bar equal to ax square plus by square plus cz square. This implies that f bar dot, what is n bar? Please mute yourself if you are talking. So what is n cap? N cap is xi bar plus
xi bar
yj bar plus zk bar is equal to ax square plus by square plus cz square. Now comparing these two, can you guess the f bar? X is here. You want ax square. So what could be the first component of f bar?
axi
Axi bar plus what could be the second
plus
component of f bar?
byj bar
By j bar plus cz
cz k bar.
k bar. Now we are able to get we are able to guess f bar. So once you have f bar, therefore what is your value of the surface integral? F bar dot n bar ds we want. So which is nothing but I can apply now divergence theorem del dot f bar dv, because S is a closed surface. Now what is divergence of f bar? What is del dot f bar?
A plus b plus c.
First component derivative with respect to x is a, second component of f bar with respect to y is b, third component derivative with respect to z is c dv, and this is a plus b plus c into triple integral 1 dv. And what is triple integral? Your
Volume.
volume of this unit sphere. What is the radius of the unit sphere? 1. 4 by 3 pi r cube. So answer is 4 by 3 into pi into a plus b plus c. Do you agree?
Yes.
So that is the value of the double integral. So in this problem, we should be able to find out the f bar. Then only we can get the answer. Third one, take this problem. Evaluate surface integral yz dy dz plus xy dx dy plus zx dx dz, where S is the surface of the sphere, x square plus y square plus z square equal to 4. So what would be f bar then?
yz I bar plus xy.
See, dy dz. So this is going to be f1 yz I bar. Next f2, that means dx dz.
zx
F2 means
j
where
bar.
y variable is missing. That means zx j bar plus where z variable is missing, that is f3 component. So xy k
K
bar. So this is f1, this is f2, and this is f3. And again this is a closed surface. So you can apply Gauss divergence theorem. For that you need to find out divergence of f bar. So this is dou by dou x of yz plus dou by dou y of zx plus dou by dou x of dou z of xy. What are these partial derivatives? 0 plus 0 plus 0 is going to be 0. Therefore, triple integral over S, f surface integral f bar dot n bar ds is equal to triple integral divergence of f bar dv over t. So divergence of f bar is, we got it as 0. So answer is simply 0. Answer is 0. Okay. Shall I proceed? So let us see the fourth problem. Fourth one, evaluate surface integral x cube dy dz plus x square y dz dx plus x square z dx dy, and S is a closed surface. S is a closed surface consisting of cylinder x square plus y square equal to a square, bounded by z equal to 0 and z equal to b. So your surface is not a smooth surface. It is, your surface is a smooth P is a smooth surface bounded by three surfaces. One is a cylinder. Can you see that x square plus y square equal to a square represents a cylinder? X square plus y square equal to a square represents a circle in xy plane. That means when z equal to 0, if it is z equal to 0, then only it represents a circle on xy plane. But we in three-dimensional combination of all these circles, all these circles form a cylinder. This is circle. This is another circle. So if you join all these circles, what do you get? You will get an infinite cylinder. But in our problem, that infinite cylinder is bounded by, lower part is bounded by z equal to 0, that is xy plane. Upper part is bounded by z equal to b. So this is our cylinder. So can you see this? So lower part is this is z equal to 0. Lower part of the cylinder is bounded by z equal to 0. Upper part of the cylinder is bounded by, upper part is bounded by z equal to b. Z equal to b. Laterally it is a cylinder. This is x square plus y square equal to a square. So combination of all these circles from 0 to B forms a finite cylinder of length B. So this is a closed surface. This is a closed surface. You need to evaluate this closed surface is consisting of three smooth surfaces. What are those? So let us call this as S1, call this as S2, and call this as S3. So your closed surface is a union of S1 and S2 and S3. So surface integral over S f bar dot n bar ds is equals to triple integral surface integral over S f1 dy dz plus f2 dx dz plus f3 dx dy. So in our problem, what is f bar? First component is x cube I bar
X bar plus
plus
x square y cube.
x square y j bar plus x square z k bar. And what is del dot f bar? Dou by dou x of the first component plus dou by dou y of the second component plus dou by dou z of the third component x square z. So this is a 3x square plus x square plus x square equal to 5x square.
Four.
So by divergence theorem, because S is a combination of three surfaces, forms a closed surface, f bar dot n bar ds is equal to triple integral del dot f bar dv over the domain D. D is the region inside this closed surface S. So this is our divergence of f bar is 5x square. I can choose the order dv in 6 different ways: dx, dy, dz, dz, dy, dx, dx, dz, dy, and so on. So if I choose the order dz, dy, dx, where should I take the projection? Your projection of the solid region depends upon the order that you choose, I said. So if I choose the order dz, dx, dy, then I have to take the projection on xy plane. You remember I said this in multiple integrals. So for a triple integral, you have to take the projection on xy plane if the order is dz, dx, dy. So for so here I have to write down z limits of integration. What are z limits of integration?
0 to
For
B.
z limits, you have to draw a line parallel to z axis. From the projection, you have to draw a line parallel to z axis. What is the projection of this cylindrical region on xy plane? The base
Circular
circular region. So from the circular region, from the projection, if you draw a line parallel to z axis, it is starting from 0, leaving with B. Wherever you draw, it is always starting from lower circular disk, leaving to upper circular disk. So Z is varying from 0 to B. Z is varying from 0 to B. And remaining limits I will write down later. After evaluating this integral, first integral, then I will write down the remaining integrals. Why I am not writing the limits here? Because the projection is a circular region. If you notice, the projection is a circular region. Whenever you have a circular region, instead of writing the limits in Cartesian form, it may be easier to evaluate the integral if you convert into polar coordinates. You remember? Therefore, at present, I am not writing the limits of integration, because anyway I'm going to change it into polar coordinates. So this equation is x square plus y square equal to a square. So this is what, when I am integrating, so you will get because when you are integrating with respect to z, x and y to be treated as constant. So 5 is constant, double integral, and this x square integration is x square into z. X is to be treated as constant with the limits from 0 to b dx dy. So upper limit is b, lower limit is 0. This is 5b times double integral x square dx dy. Now what I'm going to do at this stage, I'm going to consider x equal to, what are the polar coordinate substitutions?
A cos 2, A cos theta.
Multiple integrals.
X equals to R cos theta.
R cos theta, polar coordinates r and theta are varying. If you say a cos theta, a is constant, that is parametric representation. Don't confuse with this. Y equal to r sin theta, and dy dx is, or dx dy is r dr d theta.
D theta.
So this is going to be 5b times double integral x square is r square cos square theta, dx dy is r dr d theta. And what are the theta limits of integration? For theta limits, you have to draw a line ray which is passing through the region, and it is always entering through origin, leaving through the circle. And what is the radius of the circle? A. So r varies from 0 to a, and you are doing a full integration on the complete circular region. Therefore, theta varies from 0 to
2 pi.
2 pi. 0 to 2 pi. Is that okay? So then this is a usual integration. So this is 5b into r square into r is r cube. So 0 to 2 pi cos square theta, I can write it as 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2, and r square into r is r cube. R cube integration is r power 4 by 4 with the limits from 0 to a d theta. So upper limit is a power 4 by 4. So this is 5a power 4 by 4 into b, and integration of this is theta plus sine 2 theta by 2, the limits from 0 to 2 pi, the limits from 0 to 2 pi. So what else is, you just have to substitute the limits and simplify. Those, the simplification is going to be 5 pi by 4 a power 4 b. Just substitute these limits and see that this is going to be actually 5 pi by 4 a power 4 b. So that is how we do, by converting this surface integral into volume integral. You should be able to visualize this region. If you don't visualize this region correctly, then you cannot write down the limits of integration correctly, then, and hence we don't get the correct answer. So whether it is a surface integral or volume integral, visualization of the region of integration is very much important. Unless you visualize the region, it is difficult for us to identify. Notice that x square plus y square equal to a square represents a cylinder in 3-dimensional. This represents an infinite cylinder. This infinite cylinder is cut off by z equal to 0 and z equal to b in our problem. That's why that infinite cylinder becoming a finite cylinder. Suppose if somebody asks you to verify divergence theorem. Somebody asks you to verify divergence. Here we applied divergence theorem. Somebody asks you to verify divergence theorem means you have to evaluate surface integral also. You have to show that LHS equal to RHS. Just now we got RHS as 5 by 4 pi a power 4b. How do you find out LHS? How do you find out LHS? Can you? How many surface integrals have to find out? Can you tell me?
3 surface integrals.
Any other answer? I can evaluate surface integral over lower circular disk. There is no problem for me. I can evaluate over lower circular disk. I can evaluate surface integral on upper circular disk. There is no problem. But how do you evaluate surface integral on the cylinder? How the cylinder is looking like? Is it inclined to xy plane or perpendicular to xy plane? Cylinder. The cylinder is perpendicular to xy plane, right? So when the cylinder is perpendicular to xy plane, what will be the projection of the hollow cylinder on xy plane?
Circular region.
Circle. It is not circular region. Cylinder is a hollow surface. Remember, I'm not talking. SC is a surface, right? Surface is not a solid. Surface is just a layer, right? So what is the projection of this cylinder on xy plane? You will get a circle only. You don't get the circular region, because I'm talking about the cylinder. I'm not talking about the cylindrical volume. I would like to integrate over the surface, not on the volume, right? So when you're trying to take the projection on the surface, you are getting a curve. You are not getting a region. So you cannot take the projection on xy plane. Either you have to project it on xz plane, or you have to project it on yz plane. If you're trying to project it on xz plane, you will get a rectangular region. Can you see this? Similarly, if you
Yeah.
project it on yz plane, you will get a rectangular region. But the problem is, the surface is not entirely on one side of the projection. This cylinder is equally occupied in all the four octants, right? There is half of the cylinder is the left side of xz plane, another half is right side of xz plane. With reference to yz plane, front half is above the yz plane, remaining half is back side of yz plane. So you cannot entirely, you cannot integrate on the whole surface directly. You need to partition. Where you have to partition? You have to partition here. Either left. You have to consider right half as S31, right, left half as S32, and find out surface integrals on right circular cylinder and left circular cylinder separately, and then add these two, and then add these two. Then only you will get the answer. So it is not just integrating over three surfaces. You need to integrate over four surfaces, two circular discs, two uh, two parts of cylinders, right half cylinder and left half cylinder. Remember it. Remember this. Whenever surface is on one side, on either side, you need to partition the region.